Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Who is here? Let's see. Hi, Ty. Welcome. Hi, Nimby. Welcome. Hi, Fei Long. Welcome. Hi, Bryant. Welcome. Alright, so I usually like to do hand cams for these so I can show you guys the book, but due to trying to set up a new setup, in a sense, like not a new computer or anything, but like for the PlayStation 5 games, I'm trying to reorganize some stuff. So my desk is more of a mess than usual. How are you? I'm good, and yourself? But yeah, I was told there are still like a few dots in my throat. They're smaller and there's less, and so they should be gone hopefully by next week. Today was like the first day I got to like sing a little bit at work to some of the songs I liked, and it sounded okay. Not 100%, but whatever. And I kind of listened to the playback right now. If you guys can hear me just talking in a regular tone, I'm gonna be talking in this kind of lower tone just because like I don't want to push it too much, but yeah, my employer's like, you should be more excited for the camera coming in, and I was like, my throat still sucks, so I can't yell. But also I was just more relieved than anything, because the camera at my work busted. Not my personal camera, the work camera. It's old, so they got another used one, and I had to work with the busted one that kept shutting off like every 3 to 5 photos. It was very annoying. So when he said the camera's here, I said thank God. But what was it? Also, for anyone playing Genshin Impact, yes, I've already seen the leaks for Sandrone. Again, I'm not entirely that surprised about it. What was it? Assuming the scream from last fairy stream didn't help. I can scream a little here and there. Just nothing like... I have to take a break. Like, I took a break the weekend. Like, I didn't really talk much on the weekend. So that was good. Just kind of ran errands in and out. But I didn't really... Oh my god, don't remind me. So I am excited. And then I'm so excited for the new Archon Quest. I want to play it so bad. I've been seeing, like, clips and stuff. I'm missing, like, the new emerging yaoi ship. I'm missing the Haikave wedding. I'm missing, like, the 3 Egyptian gods, whatever. No. Yes. No. Yeah. No. Yes. I was like, wait, was the Egyptian gods leaks or was that upcoming? I was like, no, it's there. But yeah. But we'll get to that next week. Even if it kills me, I'm gonna like rip out everything here and put this PlayStation, even if it kills me. 007 first flight out next week. Can't wait. Is that the game or the movie? I can't remember. Disappointed of the Century. I damn, you seen that much already? Yeah, dude. I was like, there's a wedding. Just kidding. Yeah, I've already seen like a bunch. I haven't seen like the clips in its entirety. Just like a bunch of screenshots. The Haikave wedding, I did see like a clip. But yeah, I haven't seen too much of anything else. New James Bond game. Oh, right. Well, I hope you have fun, Ty. But yeah, I'm gonna set this up even if it kills me on the weekend. Because I do want to play it. Like, I'm so excited. But, I feel like there's something else. My mother came by. She was, like, looking at the kitchen. She brought more snacks. She's like, here you go. And then she's leaving. She has 2 of my water bottles. And it was that moment, like, from Bob's Burgers, where it's like, hey, Mom, what are you doing? Oh, hi, Louise. What do you do with my stuff, Mom? Nothing. It was exactly like that. I was like, Mom, what do you do with my water bottles? She's like, oh, well, the paint's coming undone. I don't want to, like, jack up your dishwasher. So I'm just going to donate them. I was like, but I need those. She's like, it's okay. You can just go buy new ones. I was like, but Mom, she's like, no, it's okay. You don't want to, like, mess up your dishwasher. See, it's flaking off. So she took my water bottles. Luckily, I did have a spare, and then I needed one more spare. But I don't like the Slurpee water bottles, especially if I need to go, like, out. I don't know, for work, I just don't like the Slurpee ones. So I always prefer, like, the little cap comes off and I could just, like, tilt and drink. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. So, but anyways, I found with the cap on it. It was super cheap. It was like $12 at Walmart, and it was metal too. And I was like, yes, I have to get metal water bottles because I had plastic ones in high school. This was a while ago, a long time ago. I had a bunch of cute plastic ones. I had cherries, I had little dogs, I had little cat ones, I got flowers, and I broke every single one of them. I dropped it and they literally shattered. This wasn't glass, these were like plastic. So I broke, I want to say like 6 to 7 water bottles before I decided I needed a metal one. And so I got one, and it still lasts me to this day. It's a very good water bottle. And then I've gotten metal ones over the years. Whatever with little spigot or whatever it's called. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I don't like the Slurpee ones. I guess because I bought like a few of the clearance ones at Hot Topic, and they were just very disappointing. And I didn't want to go through that disappointment again. If it's like the little ones, like my little ones are like, I have little water bottles that I think are literally for toddlers. Those are little. I don't mind like the straw, that's okay. But if I have like a big water bottle, I want it like the cap covered. Don't want the straw thingy. So but yeah. So far it's definitely one of the most interesting updates. Haven't finished it though, it's pretty long. I know, yeah, there's like things that I'm seeing and then other things that I'm not seeing. So I don't know, I guess it's like in stages. I don't know. I'm excited though, I do want to play it. I've never heard those called the Slurpee ones. I don't know what they're called. The straw? I don't know. I don't like the straw ones, and I don't like the one where it's like, it has a little, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what they're called. They get the idea. Like, it's like a straw thingy and go, instead of just going glug, 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 you. Also, I think my body's crashing now, because believe it or not, now that I'm thinking about it, I binge read literally 8 10 I binge read 18 books. I want to say in the matter of a month or less. Like, yeah, like I think my body is finally like, all right, you should take a rest, Tonya. Like, that's a lot of books. I say that as I'm gonna read this new book. Okay, so the book I'm reading for you guys today. Also, I just want to advertise The Weakest Tamer Begins a Journey to Pick Up Trash. Once season 2 drops, that's it. Like, I'm not. Oh wait, hold on. I just realized. Oh. I'm just gonna put that over there. Hope you feel better. Thank you. I hope the dots go away soon. But yeah, Weakest Tamer to Begin a Journey Picking Trash. Absolute favorite. Oh my god. So if I had to advertise this, it's basically like a young girl who got shunned by her village because she has a skill but without any stars, and that's no good. So she got shunned, and she's on a journey now. And her skill is to be a tamer, so she makes a bunch of new friends. There are a bunch of monsters and creatures, and she gains a lot of dads too. Like I literally read volume 3 through 12 because season 1 covered volume 1 and 2. So after reading volume 3 through 12 in its entirety, I can honestly say it was just a young girl shunned by her village that starts to go on a journey, and she gains a bunch of new monster friends and a bunch of dads. And I'm not even exaggerating. She get like, okay, so mild spoilers, she gains an official dad. Like, she gets a dad. And like, I don't mean like, ooh, daddy. I mean like legitimately like a bunch of father figures that genuinely just want to watch out for her. So she gains a literal dad, like full adoption and everything. So she gains a dad, and then like everyone else is just like that cool uncle that wants to take care of you, but they're essentially, most of them already have their own children. Well, not most, some of them. Some of them literally have their own kids. But all the men are like like they're just like, oh my god, we must protect her at all costs, and they've become like a father figure. Like, she just gets so many dads. Like the wholesome kind, not the sad. Yeah, like the wholesome kind. Like, this is like the author literally apologizes in their acknowledgments page, says, oh, I'm sorry, I got a little sad and dark. And honestly, it didn't even get that dark or sad. Like, yeah, they mentioned shit happening, but it's not even that bad. I mean, yeah, it's bad, but I mean, like, they don't go into detail about it, you know? Like, it could have been darker, but really it was like very tame. Like, it's very vanilla, the amount of danger she gets into and like how dark things get. It's like super vanilla. And for the most part, the author actively says like, oh yeah, this is just a cute story. This is like just like a cooking exploration story. Like, she's literally just going on a journey with her creatures, like her monsters that she's tamed. And they're all her family. Like, they're her friends' family. Like, she considers the monsters her family. And she literally gets a dad. Is that the show you mentioned? Yes, yeah. Yeah, no, so once she gets, like, once she's fully adopted, per se, like, by her dad, not her biological dad, but, like, this gentleman she meets, but when she's, like, officially adopted, she's, like, more so, now she dresses more like a girl. I think the disguise drops at that point because she has, like, a father figure with her who's, like, taking care of her. So she'll be in less danger. Also, she gained a bunch of new friends. So, like, if you so much as touch a hair on her head, like, you're dead. That's how dead you are. Like, this girl has acquired so many fatherly figures, and her dad has, like, a few friends too. And at this point, it's like you're a dead person if you mess with her. And what was it? I think some of them are, I don't know if they're married or I don't know. There's the status of like 2 of them is a little debatable. They do have kids though. I just don't know where their wives are, and they're kind of, I don't know. There's like several organizations at play here. But yeah, she, like, if I had read that sentence, like, she just gains a bunch of dads, she literally does. Like, I think most of the men, like, in this book that are like her dads, smash, I mean, what, hey baba, welcome, they're literally like 30 and over, there was two gentlemen. Oh my god, that they were so hot. As long as no, it didn't. No, thank God it didn't. I was kind of confused because I thought, are we getting in that direction? But no, no. This is like super wholesome. She literally gets adopted by this gentleman she had saved, and they had like grown close over the course of her stay at this particular village. And yeah, you kind of learn, I don't want to say his name so I don't spoil it, but you kind of learn like a lot about him and the kind of life he's been living. And like basically he was just like super dead to the world. He didn't really want to live for anything. So when he got saved by her, it was like it literally changed his life for the better. And so literally from volume like end of volume 3, like literally volume 4 up to volume 12, it like literally it's just it morphed from her on a journey with her creatures to her on a journey with her dad. Oh, but the reader can project with Zaddy's sketch. I mean, like, if you wanted to find really good DILFs, like, this is a book to read. Because, oh my god. Oh my goodness. Two other people, well, a group of 3 joined them on their journey later on. Just because there's this whole big political conspiracy going on in the background, which she wants nothing to do with, and her dad wants nothing to do with it either. He's like, look, I'm just here to protect my kid and the creatures that she considers family. Like, that's it. So he, like, they actively try not to get into trouble. It's so funny. No, but yeah, it's like super wholesome. This is like her dad. And I don't know, I guess I really liked it because I'm particularly close with my dad, so it was just really nice seeing like she didn't have to be alone anymore, and she can, like, you know, she has somebody who can help her out, and if there's anything she doesn't know, they can explain it. And then also her creatures like really genuinely love her, and she loves her creatures, so they're like actively taking care of her too, but she also wants to take care of them, you know. And so she makes lunches and food, and she's a really good cook, so she always makes all the lunch and dinners. Off to bed. All right, good night, Ty, thanks for coming by. Night night. Dilf say no. I know. Oh, I know. I literally had to screenshot. There's like these 2 gentlemen that the dad knows later, and I literally had to screenshot it. I was like, excuse me. It's like, oh yeah, she's explaining what these 2 men look like. She said, yeah, they look like they're like in their late 50s or in their 50s. And I looked at the picture and I was like, damn, they're hot. Is her dad hot, and is he single? He is hot, and he is single. And she even said like, oh, I want to find him somebody, because she keeps meeting a bunch of like really nice couples that like run shops or run like the inns that they stay at. She's like, oh, you know what, I want to find somebody for my dad. But at this point, like, I don't think that's gonna be on the table anytime soon. Maybe he'll find somebody like as she gets older, but right now his focus is just like taking care of his daughter and making sure she's fine. Oh, I forgot. Okay, this is another spoiler, but there is a particular trait from this gentleman where him and the main character Ivy, they cannot get found out by the church or by the royal family. They have a very particular trait that like they just try to want to stay like low profile and just not get noticed overall. But yeah, no, he's very hot. And I love him so much. I love all the characters. I'm like, oh my god, they're so like and she's his wingman. That's a great daughter, right? The thing is too, is like, since the main character, so the weird thing, so what gave me the idea that this was not going in a weird direction, this was purely staying wholesome, was that she herself is literally 9, but her memory, she has memories of her past life when she was like in the modern world, I guess, or as an adult, but she doesn't have like the full memories. Like they come to her in thoughts where she'll look at something and be like, huh, this looks familiar. And then she'll say like, oh, that looks like a sandwich. And they're like, what did you call that? She's like, oh, never mind. She thought, oh, that must be from my other memories. But like, she's still herself. Does that make sense? So Ivy is still herself as that person in that world, but her past memories, like every now and then they'll come up and she'll get words mixed up. Or yeah, like another thing that a lot of like cooking isekais do is they'll introduce new recipes. And so there's like certain foods that she wants to eat and she'll like cook and people are like, oh, that's weird, that's not a thing. She's like, oh well, it is a thing now. Oh, maybe it was a little time I missed it. No, I mean, not really. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just more like you're still living as yourself, but every now and then you'll get like bits of memories from another life, I guess, but she's still herself. Like she's not, oh, I remember all my memories and this is the new world I'm in. No, she's like, no, my name is so and so. I was born here and I live here. You know, like that's her life. But she'll get like little memories every now and then. So it's a little different from some of the isekai where they have their full memories and they know they got reincarnated, where she doesn't. They don't really know the concept of reincarnation, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's really good. I do recommend it. I really love it. I would like to collect the books one day. So we'll see how it goes. The next volume doesn't come out till August 15th or August 25th. I can't remember. It's like those kids who said they lived through World War II. Not really. Like, she doesn't know. Like, she doesn't know what was part of her past life. She just kind of gets like, it's like a sense of deja vu, if that makes sense. Where like she'll look at something, she's like, oh, I don't know what that is. And then like a thought comes to mind, like, oh, that looks like, I don't know, like a broom, you know? She's like, oh, a broom? And then they'll be like, what's that? She's like, I'm not too sure what that is. It just came to me, you know? It's little things like that. But she doesn't really remember like anything past that. Just like little hints of words that pop up or food, like food items. And then that's pretty much it. Nothing else really comes to mind. Like, not where she lived, not like a country or anything, or not like, you know, like anything past it, like her name or nothing. Like, nothing comes up. Just like little instances of, like, think of like the Mandela effect kind of thing, where it's like you think it's one thing, but something else. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like the Mandela effect for like several things. But yeah, it's really good. And, it's so funny. There's like there's this one noble. He's like, oh my gosh, Ivy's so cute. I would love her to be like my granddaughter, but since she's getting adopted by that guy, it's okay if I have a daughter-in-law. And all the maids and the butlers are like, sir, you cannot stop trying to have her marry one of your sons, like one of his little kids. And some of them will be like, oh, what are you gonna do when Ivy finds a boyfriend? And the dad's like, he has to be stronger than me and stronger than the freaking Black Panther monster that they have. He's like, yeah, if he can't beat either of us, like, he doesn't deserve my daughter. It's so funny. But yeah, it's really good. I've been absolutely in love with it. But what was it? Yeah, all the parental figures around her are just really, really smart. and all the bad guys are just really, really stupid. Anyways, I got distracted. I'm sorry. Alright, enough with the distractions. Alright, so the book I have here is called A Library of Poetry and Song. Jingle, 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 jingle. Jingle, 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 jingle. Okay, pay attention. Pay attention. Alright. Alright, so I have A Library of Poetry and Song by, this is Bryant. I'm assuming he collected these together. I'm like trying to... Where's the guy's portrait? Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So it's been compiled by William Cullen Bryant. And we have New York. So the publication company is New York J.B. Ford and Company from 1871. Okay, so entered according to Act of Congress in the year 1870. And we have University Press, Welsh, Bigelow and Company, Cambridge. So yeah, a lot of these, sounds like you recommended it. Yes, I do highly recommend it. It is my absolute favorite book as of right now. I just really like chill isekais, especially when there's like food involved, but like other aspects aside from the food, I guess that makes sense. I don't know, I came for the adventure and I stayed for the DILFs, essentially. Like, they're all just so hot. I can't. The problem is, though, like, since it's a light novel, there's not like a whole lot of pages for illustrations, so some characters you genuinely just do not know what they look like. So you either have to wait for the manga or the anime to come out, and then you can see what they look like. But boy, am I glad that page had those two 50-year-old gorgeous men, because oh my god. Ran with your name on it. What does? Oh. I mean, there's just some series that, like, chef's kiss, you know? Alright, so... I kind of don't want to read the preface, I don't know how it's called. And yeah, it's just like a collection of poems from 1870, and the font's rather small, which is fine because honestly I could read small font. Like, that was always the thing I've been most proud of, is reading small font. I guess that's what it means to be a nearsighted. Oh, okay, so these are poems of childhood. Alright, and then there's like a few cursive pieces by the compiler of this book. I unfortunately cannot read it. I can read cursive, I just... like, not 100%. Later on, when we read this book again, I'll show you guys the cursive writing that it has. But yeah, I'm just gonna start reading a few of these. Again, I'll just be reading in the tone that I'm currently reading in. Oops. Okay, cool. Alright, Let me drink some water before we start. Okay. Cool. I'm kind of hoping the mic picks it up enough that you guys can still kind of hear me, even if you have it on low or high, but we'll see. Alright, so starting off, we have poems of childhood. Let's see. We'll do Cradle Song. What is the little one thinking about? Very wonderful things, no doubt. Unwritten history, unfathomed mystery. Yet he chuckles and crows and nods and winks, as if his head were as full of kinks, and curious riddles as any sphinx. Warped by colic and wet by tears, punctured by pins and tortured by fears. Our little nephew will lose 2 years, and he'll never know where the summers go. He need not laugh, for he'll find it so. Who can tell what a baby thinks? Who can follow the gossamer links, by which the mannequin feels the sway out from the shore of the great unknown, blind and wailing and alone, into the light of day, out from the shore of the unknown sea, tossing in pitiful agony, of the unknown sea that reels and rolls, specked with barks of little souls, barks that were launched on the other side, and slipped from heaven on an ebbing tide. What does he think of his mother's eyes? What does he think of his mother's hair? What of the cradle roof that flies forward and backward through the air? What does he think of his mother's breast, bare and beautiful, smooth and white, seeking it ever with fresh delight, cup of his life and couch of his rest? What does he think when her quick embrace presses his hand and buries his face deep where the heart-throbs sink and swell with the tenderness she can never tell, though she murmurs the words of all the birds, words she has learned to murmur well? Now he thinks he'll go to sleep. I can see the shadow creep over his eyes in soft eclipse, over his brow and over his lips, out to his little fingertips, softly sinking. Down he goes, down he goes, down he goes. See, he's hushed in sweet repose. Even picks up. I'm sorry. It's just a little shaky there. Alright, so this poem was by Joseph Gilbert Holland. Alright, so what is this one? This one's called Willy Winky. Wee Willy Winky rins through the town, upstairs and downstairs, in his niche gown, turlin' at the window, crying at the lock. Are the weans in their bed? For it's now 10 o'clock. Hey, Willy Winky, are ye comin' ben? The cat singing gay thrums to the sleepin' hen. The dog splittered on the floor, and the disney cheap. But here's a walk rife laddie that's winna fa asleep. On ye thing but sleep ye rogue, glowin' like the moon, rattlin' in an Aaron jug when Aaron spoon, rumblin', tumblin' round about, crawlin' like a cock, squirrelin' like a Kennewatt, walkin' sleepin' folk. This one's, I think it's a dialect, but I'm not too sure. Hi, Greg, welcome. Just woke up to fall asleep. How do you do? I'm good at yourself. I think I'm gonna butcher the rest of these words. So we're gonna move on. Let's see. I like this one. This one looks good. This one's called Little Puss. Little Puss. Sleek coat, eyes of fire, 4 paws that never tire. That's Puss. Ways playful, tail on high, twisting often toward the sky. That's Puss. In the larder stealing meat, patter, patter, little feet. That's Puss. After ball, reel or string, wild as any living thing. That's Puss. Round and round after tail, fast as any postal mail. That's Puss. Curled up like a ball on the doormat in the hall. That's Puss. Purring loud on Mrs. Lap, having toast, then a nap. That's Puss. Black as night with talons long, scratching, which is very wrong. That's Puss. From a saucer lapping milk, soft as washing silk. That's Puss. Rolling on the dewy grass, getting wet all in a mass. That's Puss. Climbing trees and catching bird, little twitter never more heard. That's Puss. Killing fly, rat, or mouse as it runs about the house. That's Puss. Pet of Mrs. Itemite, never must be out of sight. That's Puss. This is by Anonymous. I think I'm 12 years old, but that's how it cracked me up. No, it's okay. Well, this is Poems of Childhood, so I think this is like in reference to children and babies, or is for children and babies, so it's okay. But no, it's okay. Let's see. Let's do Lullaby. Lullaby from The Princess. Sweet and low, wind of the western sea. Low, low, breathe and blow, wind of the western sea. Over the rolling waters go, come from the dying moon and blow. Blow him again to me, while my little one, while my pretty one sleeps. Sleep and rest, Father will come to thee soon. Rest, rest on mother's breast, Father will come to thee soon. Father will soon come to his babe in the nest, silver sails all out of the west. Under the silver moon, sleep, my little one, sleep, my pretty one, sleep. By Alfred Tennyson. This one's Angel Whisper. It says, in Ireland they have a pretty fancy that when a child smiles in its sleep, it is talking with angels. Oh, that's so sweet. Alright, what is this? Grug groggy, grug good, grug go eep now, not on wood. Vampire grug to eep put could, vampire head pat get should. Thank you, Grug, for your little impromptu poem. Very cute. Thank you. Alright, this one's Angel Whisper. A baby was sleeping, its mother was weeping, for her husband was far on the wild raging sea, and the tempest was swelling round the fisherman's dwelling. And she cried, Dermo, darling, oh come back to me. Her beads while she numbered, the baby still slumbered, and smiled in her face as she bended her knee. Oh, blessed be that warning, my child, thy sleeping adorning, for I know that the angels are whispering with thee. And while they're keeping bright watch over thy sleeping, oh, pray to them softly, my baby, with me, and say thou wouldst rather, they'd rather o'er thy father, for I know that the angels are whispering to thee. The dawn of the morning saw Dermo returning, and his wife wept with joy her babe's father to see, and closely caressing her child with a blessing, said, I knew that the angels were whispering with thee. This one's by Samuel Lover. Grug did a thing. Nice, Grug. Alright, gotta go now. Have blessed stream. Have good eep. Alright, thank you, Grog. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. Bye-bye. See you next time. Let's see. What? What is this? Okay, that's interesting. Alright, so I found Little Red Riding Hood. And I'm kind of wondering if this is the original or based off of the original. I think it's older. Who first wrote Little Red Riding Hood? Okay, no. So I think this poem is based off of that one. Ooh, no, the Brothers Grimm released their own in 1812. I don't know when this lady wrote hers, though. Little Red Riding Hood. Doing some little research real quick, y'all. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know. So it's written by Letitia Elizabeth Landon. She was a prominent English poet who wrote a well-known poem titled Little Red Riding Hood in 1835. The poem was written as a reflection on a specific painting by Sir Edwin Landseer. Can I see the painting? Okay. I like it. Says this work was published before January 1931 and is in the public domain worldwide. Yeah, so just keep in mind everything I'm reading is well within the public domain because this book was literally published in 1870. So everything prior to 1870 is like in this book. So there should be absolutely nothing here that should be in public domain. I call bull if there is. Someone fought tooth and nail to get that under their copyright jurisdiction, okay? Okay. So I'm trying to see this painting. Sir Edwin Landseer. Sir Edwin Landseer Red Riding Hood painting. This was released in an article. Wow, this painting like kind of looks scary, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of scared looking at this painting. Here, let me show you guys the painting before I start reading. I mean, you said the title was like poems for kids or something, but like, no. So, the book itself is a library of poetry and song. The section we're in is poems of childhood. So let me pull it up for you guys real quick. It's called Little Red Riding Hood by Sir Edwin Landseer. I'm gonna pull it up for you guys. Oops. I think he does like a lot of hunting paintings. Yeah, he's more well known for his animal paintings. But this particular poem is based off of this painting. Which I personally am not a fan of it. I don't know, I'm kind of scared. I don't know. Like, I get an eerie feeling from the painting. Oops. Okay, so here's the painting in question. Alright, so this is the painting that this poem was inspired by. Because this painting was painted in 1831, and then this poem came out in 1835. Alright, so let's read the poem. Little Red Riding Hood, come back together, all ye fancies of the past, ye days of April weather, ye shadows that are cast by the haunted hours before. Come back, my childhood, thou art summoned by a spell, from the green leaves of the wild wood, from the bedside the charmed well. For Red Riding Hood, the darling, the flower of fairy lore, the fields were covered over with colors as she went, daisy, buttercup, and clover below her footsteps bent. Summer shed its shining store, she was happy as she pressed them beneath her little feet. She plucked them and caressed them, they were so very sweet, they had never seemed so sweet before, till Red Riding Hood, the darling, the flower of fairy lore. How the heart of childhood dances upon a sunny day. It has its own romances, and a wide, wide world have they. A world where fantasy is king, made all of eager dreaming. When once grown up and tall, now's the time for scheming, then we shall do them all. Do such pleasant fancies spring for Red Riding Hood, the darling, the flower of fairy lore? She seems like an ideal love, the poetry of childhood shown, and yet loved with a real love, as if she were our own, a younger sister for the heart, like the woodland pheasant. Her hair is brown and bright, her smile is pleasant, with its rosy light, never can the memory part. With Red Riding Hood, the darling, the flower of fairy lore, did the painter, dreaming in a morning hour, catch the fairy seeming of this fairy flower, winning it with eager eyes from the old enchanted stories, lingering with a long delight on the unforgotten glories of the infant sight, giving us a sweet surprise in Red Riding Hood, the darling, the flower of fairy lore. Too long in the meadow staying where the cowship bends, with the buttercups delaying as with early friends, did the little maiden stay, sorrowful the tale for us. We too loiter amid life's flowers, a little while so glorious, so soon lost in darker hours, all love lingering on their way, like Red Riding Hood, the darling, the flower of fairy lore. So I guess just the main part of the poem was just referring to her as a little fairy. I don't know. I certainly didn't get that feeling from the painting. So we obviously had two different perspectives here. But I guess that's the thing with art, is you can always interpret it differently depending on your view. But that was a very heartfelt poem, referring to Red Riding Hood as a little fairy. That was nice. I mean, the painting looks good. Not my cup of tea. I was just curious where that poem came from and what it was in reference to. But seems the Brothers Grimm had already released their Red Riding Hood books in 1812, so I thought perhaps it was based off of those stories. But the original Red Riding Hood is based off a story from the 1600s. I think it said 1679 or 70. 1670s, around that time. But yeah. Ooh, this one's kinda... Let's try it. Alright, so the next one is The Pet Lamb. The dew was falling fast, and the stars began to blink. I heard a voice, it said, "Drink, pretty creature, drink." And looking over the hedge, who is knocking? Oh my goodness. I'll be right back, give me a second. Okay, hold on. Oh, here it is. Okay, here it is. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. Alright. There we go. Let's see. Oh, shit. You said, oh, no, I didn't mean, like, it looked creepy, but, like, to me it looked kind of creepy. I don't know. Like, I don't know, when I looked at the painting, I didn't really like it that much. It kind of creeped me out. But yeah. Like, I wanted an art YouTube video binge a few months ago, hearing the backstories of each pieces and why they're disturbing. I was expecting something like that, like the Saturn devouring his son painting. If you haven't seen it, it's probably best if you don't. What the heck? I'm good. I'm good. I'm very selective with the fine arts that I do consume, that if it's not my cup of tea, I want nothing to do with it. So if it's like a messed up painting, I'm good. But that's nice. Anyways. Alright, let me restart. Sorry about that. Alright, so The Pet Lamb. The dew was falling fast, the stars began to blink. I heard a voice, it said, "Drink, pretty creature, drink." And looking o'er the hedge, before me I spied a snow-white mountain lamb with a maiden at its side. Nor sheep nor kine were near, the lamb was alone. Oh no, my AC just turned on. Okay, if you hear noise in the background, that's just my AC. Okay. Alright. And by a slender cord was tethered to a stone. With one knee on the grass did the little maiden kneel, while to the mountain lamb she gave its evening meal. The lamb, while from her hand he has thus his supper took, seemed to feast with head and ears, and his tail with pleasure shook. "Drink, pretty creature, drink," she said in such a tone, that I almost received her heart into my own. It was a little Barbara Luthwaite, a child of beauty rare. I watched them with delight, they were a lovely pair. AC ASMR. Now with her empty can the maiden turned away, but ere 10 yards were gone, her footsteps did she stay. Right towards the lamb she looked, and from a shady place I observed I could see the workings of her face. If nature to her tongue could measure numbers bring, thus thought I to her lamb that little maid might sing. "What ails thee, young one? Why pull as at thy cord? It is not well with thee, well both for bed and board? Thy plot of grass is soft and green as grass can be. Rest, little young one, rest. What is it that ail thee? Thou know'st that twice a day I have brought thee in this can, fresh water from the brook, as clear as ever ran, and twice in the day when the ground is wet with dew, I bring the draughts of milk, warm milk is and new. The limbs will surely be twice as stout as they are now, then I'll yoke thee to my cart like a pony in the plough. My playmate thou shalt be, and when the wind is cold, our hearth shall be thy bed, our houses will be thy fold. Here thou needest not dread the raven in the sky. Night and day thou art safe, our cottage is hard by. Why bleat so after me? Why pull so at thy chain? Sleep, at a break of day I will come to thee again. As homeward through the lane I went with lazy feet, the song to myself did I oftentimes repeat, and it seemed, as I retraced the ballad line by line, that but half of it was hers, and one half of it was mine. Again and once again did I repeat the song. Nay, said I, more than half to the damsel must belong, for she looked with such a look, and she spake with such a tone, that I almost received her heart with my own. This one's by William Wordsworth. Oh, this one's Pictures of Memory. Among the beautiful pictures that hang on memory's wall is one of a dim old forest that seemed best of all, not for its gnarled oaks olden, dark with the mistletoe, not for the violets golden that sprinkle the vale below, not for the milk-white lilies that lean from the fragrant ledge, coquetting all day with the sunbeams and stealing their golden edge. Now for the vines on the upland, where the bright red berries rest, nor the pinks, nor the pale sweet cowslip, it seemed to me the best. I once had a little brother, with eyes that were dark and deep, in the lap of that old dim forest, he lieth in a peace sleep. Light as the down of the thistle, free as the winds that blow, we roved there the beautiful summers, the summers of long ago. But his feet on the hills grew weary, and one of the autumn eves I made for my little brother a bed of the yellow leaves. Sweetly his pale arms folded my neck in a meek embrace, as the light of immortal beauty silently covered his face. And when the arrows of sunset lodged in the tree-tops bright, he fell in his saint-like beauty, asleep by the gates of light. Therefore, of all the pictures that hang on memory's wall, the one of the dim old forest seemeth the best of all. By Alice Carey. This one's a pet name. Says the name which from their lips seemed a caress, Miss Mitford's dramatic scenes. Okay, don't know what that is, but cool. Alright, the pet name. I have a name, a little name, uncadenced for the ear, unhonored by an ancestral claim, unsanctified by prayer and palm, and solemn font anear. It never did to pages wove for gay romance belong, and never dedicated did move as Saccharissa unto love and Orinda unto song. Though I write books, it will be read upon the leaves of none, and afterward, when I'm dead, will never be graved for sight or tread across my funeral stone. This name, whoever chances to call, perhaps your smile may win. Nay, do not smile, mine eyelids fall over mine eyes, and feel withal the sudden tears within. Is there a leaf that greenly grows where summer meadows bloom, but gathereth the winter snows, and changeth to the hue of those, if lasting till they come? Is there a word or a jest or a game, but time encrusteth round with sad associate thoughts the same, and so to me my very name assumes a mournful sound? My brother gave that name to me when we were children twain, when names acquired baptismally were hard to utter, as to see that life had any pain. No shade was on us then, save one of chestnuts from the hill, and through the word our laugh did run, as part thereof. The mirth being done, he calls me by it still. Nay, do not smile, I hear in it that none of you can hear. The talk upon the willow seat, the bird and wind that did repeat around our human cheer. I hear the birthday's noisy bliss, and my sister's woodland glee. My father's praise I did not miss, when stooping down he cared to kiss the poet at his knee. And voices which, to name me, I their tenderest tones were keeping, to some I never more can say, and answer till God wipes away in heaven these drops of weeping. My name to me a sadness wears, no murmurs cross my mind. Now God he thanked for these thick tears, which show of these departed years, sweet memories left behind. Now God be thanked for years ever wrought, with love which softens yet. Now God be thanked for every thought, which is so tender it has caught earth's guerdon of regret. Earth saddens, never shall remove affections purely given, and even that mortal grief shall prove the immortality of love, and heighten it with heaven. And this one's by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Okay. Let's do this one. I remember, I remember. I remember the house where I was born, the little window where the sun came peeping in at morn. He never caught a wink too soon, nor brought too long a day, but now I often wish the night had borne my breath away. I remember the roses red and white, the violets and the lily cups, those flowers made of light, the lilacs where the robin built, and where my brother sat in laburnum on his birthday. The tree is living yet. I remember, where I was used to swing, and thought of the air must rush as fresh to swallows on the wing. My spirit flew in feathers then, that is so heavy now, and summer pools could hardly cool the fever on my brow. I remember the fir trees dark and high. I used to think their slender tops were close against the sky. I was childish ignorance, but now it is little joy to know I am farther off from heaven than when I was a boy. And this one was by Thomas Hood. This one is Youth. This is a very long poem. Oh dear. Let's see. Are these all miniature? Oh no, okay. So those poems were in reference to infancy. I guess, like, babies. And now this is in reference to the youth. Alright. This one's fairly long, so if I can set, that's perfect. Okay, cool. Alright. So, Romance of the Swan's Nest. Little Ellie sits alone mid the beeches of a meadow, by a stream side on the grass, and the trees are showering down doubles of their leaves in shadow on her shining hair and face. She has thrown her bonnet by, and her feet she has been dipping in the shallow water's flow. Now she holds them nakedly, in her hands all sleek and dripping, while she rocketh to and fro. Little Ellie sits alone, and the smile she softly uses fills the silence like a speech, while she thinks what shall be done, and the sweetest pleasure chooses for her future within reach. Little Ellie in her smile chooses. I will have a lover riding on a steed of steeds. He shall love me without guile, and to him I will discover the swan's nest among the reeds. And the steed shall be red roan, and the lover shall be noble, with an eye that takes a breath, and the lute he plays upon shall strike ladies into trouble, as a sword strikes men to death. And the steed shall be shod all in silver house and osier, and the mane shall swim the wind, and the hoofs along the sod shall flash onward and keep measure till the shepherds look behind. But my lover will not prize all the glory that he rides in. When he gazes in my face, he will say, O love, thine eyes build the shrine my soul abides in, and I kneel here for thy grace. Then he shall kneel low, and with the red roan steed anear him, which shall seem to understand, till I answered, Rise and go, for the world must love and fear him, whom I give with heart and hand. Then he will rise so pale, I shall feel my own lips tremble, with a yes I must not say. Nathless maiden brave, farewell I will utter, and disassemble light tomorrow with today. When he'll ride among the hills, to the wide world past the rivers, there to put away all the wrong, and to make straight distorted wills, and to empty the broad quiver which the wicked bear along. 3 times shall a young foot-page swim the stream and climb the mountain, and kneel down beside my feet. Lo, my master sends his gage, lady, for the pity's counting. What wilt thou exchange for it? And the first time I will send a white rosebud for a guerdon, and the second time a glove. But the third time I may bend from my pride and answer pardon, if he comes to take my love. When the young foot-page will run, then my lover will ride faster, till he kneeleth at my knee. I am a duke's eldest son, 1,000 serfs to call me master, but O love, I love but thee. He will kiss me on the mouth, then and lead me as a lover, though the crowds that praise his deeds, and when soul tied by one troth, unto him I will discover that swan's nest among the reeds. Little Ellie with her smile, not yet ended, rose up gaily, tied the bonnet and donned the shoe, and went homeward round a mile, just to see, as she did daily, what more eggs were with the 2. Pushing through the elm tree copse, winding up the stream, light-hearted, where the osier pathway leads, past the boughs she stoops and stops. Lo, the wild swan had deserted, and a rat had gnawed the reeds. Ellie went home, sad and slow, if she found the lover ever, with his red-roan steed of steeds. Sooth I know not, but I know she could never show him, never, that swan's nest among the reeds. This one is also again by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Miss Browning, you have made such wonderful poems. Well, last one called Grogout. What's up, my beautiful Antonia? Hello, Dominica. Welcome, welcome. We are currently reading some poems from 1870s. Well, from the 1800s specifically, but prior to 1870. I think 1800 to 1870 is the range that these poems might be in. But wow, I think we actually read a love poem by Elizabeth Barrett Browning before. I think I have a book of various love poems, and I'm pretty positive we did read one by Miss Browning. She has a ton of really gorgeous poems from what I can tell. Let's see. Alright. This one is Sweet Stream That Wins. Sweet stream that winds through yonder glade, amped emblem of virtuous maid, silent and chaste she steals along, far from the world's gay, busy throng, with gentle yet prevailing force, intent upon her destined course. Graceful and useful all she does, blessing and blessed where'er she goes, pure bosomed as that watery glass, and heaven reflected in her face. This is by W. Cowper. Alright, next one is The Education of Nature. 3 years she grew in sun and shower, then nature said a lovelier flower on earth was never sown. This child I to myself will take. She shall be mine, and I will make a lady of my own. Myself will to my darling be both law and impulse with me, the girl in rock and plain, in earth and heaven, in glade and bower, shall feel an overseeing power to kindle or restrain. She shall be sportive as the fawn that wild with glee across the lawn, or up the mountain springs, and hers shall be the breathing balm, and hers the silence and the calm of mute, insensate things. The floating clouds their state shall lend to her, for her the willow bend, nor shall she fail to see, even in the motions of the storm, grace that shall mold the maiden's form by silent sympathy. The stars of midnight shall be dear to her, and she shall lean her ear in many a secret place, where rivulets dance their wayward round, and beauty born of murmuring sound shall pass unto her face, and vital feelings of delight shall rear her form to stately height, her virgin bosom swell. Such thoughts to Lucy I will give, while she and I together live here in this happy dell. Thus nature spake, the work was done. How soon my Lucy's race was run! She died and left me this heath, this calm and quiet scene, the memory of what has been and nevermore will be. This one's by W. Wordsworth. Whoa, this one's long. Oh no, never mind. It's not that long. Hi, Susie Seki. Welcome, welcome. Alright, next one is Maidenhood. Maiden, the meek brown eyes, in those orbs a shadow lies, like the dusk and evening skies. Thou whose locks outshine the sun, gold tresses wreathed in one, as the braided streamlets run. Standing with reluctant feet, where the brook and river meet, womanhood and childhood fleet, gazing with a timid glance on the brooklet's swift advance, on the river's broad expanse. Deep and still that gliding stream, beautiful to thee must seem as the river of a dream. Then why pause with indecision when bright angels in thy vision beckon thee to fields Elysian? Seest thou shadow sailing by, as the dove with startled eye sees the falcon shadow fly? Hear'st thou voices on the shore that our ears perceive no more, deafened by the cathartic's roar? O thy child of many prayers, life hath quicksands, life hath snares, care and age come unawares. Like the swell of some sweet tune, morning rises into noon, May glides onward into June. Childhood is the bough where slumbered birds and blossoms many numbered, age that bough with snows encumbered. Gather then each flower that grows, when the young heart overflows, to embalm that tent of snows. Bear a lily in thy hand, gate of brass cannot withstand one touch of that magic wand. Bear thou sorrow, wrong, and ruth, in thy heart the dew of youth, on the lips a smile of truth. Oh, that dew like balm shall steal into wounds that cannot heal, even as sleep our eyes doth seal, and that smile like sunshine dart into many a sunless heart, for a smile of God thou art. This one's by H.W. Longfellow. I wonder if I can sing these. I'm kind of genuinely curious if I can. I kind of want to. Let me see. I don't even know what melody to do, but I want to try it. This one's Thread and Song. Sweeter, sweeter, soft and low, knee little nymph, thy numbers flow, urging thy thimble, thrift sidey cymbal, busy and nimble, to and fro, prettily plying thread and song, keeping them flying late and long, through the stitch linger, kissing thy finger, quick as it skips along. Many an echo, soft and low, follows thy flying fancy so, melodies thrilling, tender filling thee with their trilling, come and go. Memory's finger, quick as thine, loving to linger on the line, writes of another, dear than brother, would that name were mine. And that one was by J.W. Palmer. Channel your inner venti. I was trying. Whew. That was fun. Ooh, I like that one. Palmer, you did great, whoever you are. Ooh. What's another one we can do that doesn't have too many complicated words? What is this one? Ooh, this one's another by Miss Browning. A portrait. Ooh. I think if they have commas or like not a bunch of periods, it might be a song. But I literally can't tell them apart. Should we try singing Miss Browning's song? There's a few complicated words in here, but it should be okay. Let me try it. As Fei Long said, let's channel that inner Venti. Let's channel my bard. Alright, so this one's a portrait, also by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. At this point, I'm just gonna have to get like a full book of her poetry because this is really pretty. Alright, so we're gonna try singing again. Let's see how this goes. I will paint her as I see her. 10 times have the lilies blown since she looked upon the sun, and her face is lily clear, lily shaped, and dropped in duty to the law of its own beauty. Oval cheeks encolored faintly, which a trail of golden hair keeps from fading off to air, and a forehead fair and saintly, which two blue eyes undershine like meek prayers before a shrine. Face and figure of a child, though too calm you think and tender, for the childhood you would lend her. Yet child simple, undefiled, frank, obedient, waiting still on the turnings of your will, moving light as all your things, as young birds or early wheat, when the wind blows over it, only free from flutterings of loud mirth that scorneth measure, taking love for her chief pleasure, choosing pleasures for the rest, which come softly, just as she, when she nestles at your knee. Quiet talk she liketh best, in a bower of gentle looks, watering flowers or reading books, and her voice it murmurs lowly, as a silver stream may run, which yet feels you feel the sun, and her smile it seems half holy, as as if drawn from thoughts more far than our common jestings are. And if any poet knew her, he would sing of her with falls used in lovely madrigals. And if any painter drew her, he would paint her unaware, with a halo round the hair. And if reader read the poem, he would whisper, "You have done a consecrated little na." And a dreamer did show you him that same picture, would exclaim, "It is my angel with the name." And a stranger, when he sees her in the street, even smileth stilly, just as you would at a lily. And all voices that address her, soft and sleek in every word, as if it's speaking to a bird. And all fancies yearn to cover at the hard earth whereon she passes, with the thymy scented grasses. And all hearts do pray, God love her, aye, and always in good sooth, we may all be sure he doth. Alright, that was Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Ooh, that was a very nice poem. Very pretty, very pretty. Alright, so this one is Jenny Kissed Me. Jenny kissed me when we met, jumping from the chair she sat. Time, you thief, who love to get sweets into your list, but that in. May I weary, say I'm sad, say that health and wealth has missed me, say I'm growing old, but add, Jenny kissed me. That one was by Leigh Hunt. Alright, next one is I Fear Thy Kisses, Gently Maiden. I fear thy kisses, gentle maiden, thou needest not fear mine. My spirit is too deeply laden, yet to put in thine. I fear mine, thy tones, thy emotion, thou needest not fear mine. Innocent is the heart's devotion with which I worship thine. That was by P.B. Shelley. So I am realizing now I'm singing quite a bit, and I did not adjust the title for that, but that is a-okay. Alright. Oh, this one looks good. This one is It Never Comes Again. There are gains for all our losses. There are bones for all our pain. But when youth the dream departs, it takes something from our hearts, and it never comes again. We are strong and we are better under manhood's sterner reign. Still we feel that something sweet followed youth with flying feet, and it will never come again. Something beautiful has vanished, and we sigh for it in vain. We behold it everywhere, on the earth and in the air, but it will never come again. That one was by Richard Henry Stafford. Alright, this one is Rain Upon the Roof. It is by Anonymous. Hold on. I'm going to try sitting up straight in my chair, because I feel like I am running out of breath a little quickly. Oh. I don't know what I'm doing to my voice or my stomach that makes it like I'm running out of breath. Macbeth. Okay. I'm gonna try singing a little louder from this distance. Just because like I'm kind of crouching down and reading, and I feel like that's like making me a little out of breath. I think in the future we're gonna have to like set up like a stand where I can like stand up and sing, because trying to sing while hunched over is like, it's making me a little out of breath. I have really bad posture for this apparently. Alright, so luckily I am nearsighted so I can't see the tiny text. Running out of Beth for Beth. Yeah, I'm running out of Beth. Beth, where are you? Oh, Beth, where art thou? Alright, so. Okay. I'll try and sing this a little louder so you guys can hear me. Because I am leaning back in my chair. Or let me try rolling up my chair a little bit. Okay, cool. This one's Rain Upon the Roof and is by Anonymous. When the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears, it is a joy to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed, and to listen to the patter of the soft rain overhead. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart, and 1,000 dreamy busy being starred, and 1,000 recollections weave their bright rays into wolf as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. Now in fancy comes my mother, as she used to years agone, to survey her darling dreamers ere she left them till the dawn. Oh, I see her bending over me as I list to this refrain, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. Then my little seraph sister, with her wings and waving hair, and her bright-eyed cherub brother, a serene angelic pair, glide around my wakeful pillow with their praise or mild reproof, as I listen to the murmur of the soft rain on the roof. And another comes to thrill me with her eyes delicious blue, and forget I gazing upon her that her heart was all untrue. I remember but to love her with a rapture kin to pain, and my heart quick pulse vibrates to the patter of the rain. There is not in art bravouras that can work with such a spell, in spirits pure, deep fountains whence the holy passions well, as the melody of nature at subduing strain, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. Have you been slouching while singing a little bit? Just a smidge. Oh my god. Either my posture is really bad or my singing posture is really bad. It's probably both, not gonna lie. Oh my goodness. Singing and hands start to... What? You're tensing, flexing, squeezing your hands without realizing it. That's my guess. Oh. Let's see. So apparently as I'm singing, I keep unconsciously clenching my hands, and it's making me a little lightheaded. But also to me, my hand's asleep. I don't know why I do that. Like, when I normally sing, I don't even do that, though. I guess because I'm trying to distract myself. La 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 la. Alright, we're just gonna go back to reading because I am making myself lightheaded. No, we just got to the poems of affections. What? Alright, well, I think we're gonna maybe go for like 20 more minutes. Yeah, it sounds good. We'll go for about like 20 more minutes. Okay. Let's see. Alright, poems of affections. The first section is friendship. Let's see. I think singers do it standing up since it allows your diaphragm to expand so you get the full power of your voice. See, like, I'm still practicing my diaphragm because apparently it's very squishy. My friend said my diaphragm's not supposed to be squishy. They said it's supposed to be like tough. So I start to practice more of those diaphragm exercises. But also another thing that my friend did not know about as we're practicing my singing, they did not know my nose was busted. And it's not that, like, my nose looks weird. It looks perfect. I have a really nice nose, I promise. It's just, like, the structure of it internally is not very good. So when I'm singing, I can't breathe through my nose. Like, I'm literally not getting enough air through my nose, where I have to take, like, gaps of breath, be like, you know, because I cannot breathe through my nose. It's just the thing. Like, if you met me in person and I sniffled in front of you, you would see that my right nostril goes in, but my left nostril stays the same. So there's, like, no air at all, like, going in and out. Like, there's just not enough. But also, if you're singing falsetto, you're bound to get lightheaded. Is that... Well, I haven't sung since I got sick, so I feel like I lost practice in trying to sing at my natural tone voice. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. So that's more my natural tone voice. People getting their noses done to look like mine. Let's see. Just kidding. La. But yeah, my voice is just naturally lower. I'm just a woman that has a bit of a deeper voice than most women. But what was I gonna say? Yeah. So I'm just gonna... I wish I had, like, a stress ball. That would be nice. What's that trending toy that's been going on? Like a kneaded cube or something? I don't know. I've been seeing trends about that or something. Maybe I should get a squishy pusheen. That'd be nice. Alright, so continuing on. We're in the poems of affections, and it's about friendship. But yeah, I think I've heard that too, that some people get surgery for internals of their noses. I'm not a tonic term, but it's so they can fill you. Really? I don't have the money nor the time for that sort of surgery, so I'm okay. I mean, yes, I would like to sing better and bigger, but it is what it is, and I guess it's not that big of a deal to me. I guess singing's not really a priority. Like, yes, I love singing, but it's not really, like, a deal breaker for me if I can sing at my full capacity or not. Because there's other things I want to do aside from singing. But yeah. Whew. Man, my hands are falling asleep. Little boo-boos are trying to, like, oh, God. I don't like the little boo-boos. Like, even when Nuvi Lit came out as a little boo-boo,
Like, it's not an actual Labubu, but Nuvulet had like his face and he had like his little fuzzy body, like from Genshin. I thought about it. I was like, man, like if I see it in Japan, I might get it, but if I just never come across it, I just won't get it. I don't know why. He's so cute though. He has his little slippers. Who knows? Anyways, continuing. Let's see. We have the poet's friend. Lord Bolingbroke? Bolingbroke. Okay. Strange name. Okay. Come then, my friend, my genius, come along, O master the poet and the song. And while the muse now stoops or now ascends to man's low passions or their glorious ends. Whoa. Teach me, like thee, in various nature wise, to fall with dignity, with temper rise, formed by thy converse happily to steer, from grave to gay, from lively to severe, correct with spirit, eloquent with ease, intent to reason or polite to please. Oh, while long the stream of time thy name expended flies and gathers all its fame. Say, shall my little bark attend a sail, pursue the triumph and partake in the gale? When statesmen, heroes, kings in dust repose, whose sons shall blush their fathers were thy foes. Shall then this verse to future age pretend, thou wert my guide, philosopher, and friend? That urged by thee I turn the tuneful art, from sounds to things, from fancy to heart. For the wit's false mirror held up nature's light, showed erring pride, and whatever is right. That reason, passion, answer one great aim, that true self-love and social are the same, that virtue only making our bliss below, and all our knowledge is ourselves to know. This is by Alexander Pope. Man, imagine I actually learned how to sing. Man, imagine if I had $150 to spend a month to do that. I don't know, we'll see. I have high hopes for the song cover. I think you guys are gonna like it a lot. That's not me being mean. I love your voice, so imagine if you learned proper technique. Oh, I know. I would like to do that one day, but I just don't have the funds or the mental capacity at the moment. I'd love to try singing lessons in the future. One day, just not right now. But as with everything I hope to achieve, it's a one day, not really like a I can do this, which I could, but there's other things that I want to dedicate that I can do this for, you know? Like the engraving machine, I want to set that up so bad. Or like everything else I want to set up. There's a lot of things around me that I just need to clean up and fix. Have you tried just doing the do re mi? Do re mi fa sol la? Oh, what's that song by The Sound of Music? Is that copyright? I feel like that would help a lot. Do re mi fa sol la da 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 do 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 do. This one's just tiled. This one's parted friends. This looks sad. Friend after friend departs. Who hath not lost a friend? There is no union here of hearts that finds not here an end. Were this frail world our only rest, living or dying, none were blessed. Beyond the flight of time, beyond this veil of death, there surely is some blessed clime where life is not a breath, nor life's affections transient fire, whose sparks fly upward to expire. There is a world above where parting is unknown, a whole eternity of love, formed for the good alone. And faith beholds the dying here, translated to that happier sphere. Thus star by star declines, till all are passed away, as morning high and higher shines, to pure and perfect day. Nor sink those stars in empty night, they hide themselves in heaven's own light. This one's by James Montgomery. That sounds really familiar for some reason. Alright, friendship. What the fuck? That was a weird first sentence. Ham. Horatio, thou art in Ian as just a man, as Ian my conversation coped withal. Whore, O my dear lord, Ham. Is this dialogue? No. Wait, I think Ham is a person and whore is the other person. I'm not too sure. Alright. Nay, do not think I flatter, for what advancement may I hope from thee, that do not revenue hast but thy good spirits, to feed and clothe thee? Why should the poor be flattered? No, let the candid tongue lick absurd pomp, and crook pregnant hinges of the knee. Where thrift may follow fawning, dost thou hear? Since my dear soul is mistress of her choice, and could of men distinguish, her election hath sealed thee for herself, for thou hast been as one in suffering all that suffers nothing. A man that fortune's buffets and rewards hast taken with equal thanks, and blessed are those whose blood and judgment are so well commingled that they are not a pipe for fortune's finger to sound what stop she pleased. Give me that man that is not passion's slave, and I will wear him in my heart's core, I in my heart of heart, as I do thee. That was Shakespeare. That was a weird poem. What kind of poem was that? Jesus. Oh, okay, I said Cass and okay, so this is dialogue. Alright, you guys want some Shakespeare? Let's try Shakespeare. The Quarrel of Brutus and Cassius, from Julius Caesar by Shakespeare. That you have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the Sardians, wherein my letters praying on his side, because I knew the man were slighted off. You've wronged yourself to write in such a case. In such a time as this, it is not meet that every nice offense should bear his comment. Let it be you, Cassius. You yourself are much condemned to have itching palm, to sell and mart your offices for gold to undeservers. I an itching palm? You know that you are Brutus that speak this, or by the gods his speech were else your last. The name of Cassius honors this corruption, and chastisement doth thereof, therefore hide his head. Chastisement? Remember March, the ideas of March, remember. Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? That villain touch his body that did stab, and not for justice? What shall one of us that struck the foremost man of all this world, but for supporting robbers, shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes, and sell the mighty space of our large honors, for so much trash as may be gasped? Thus, I had rather be a dog and bay the moon than such a Roman. Brutus, bay not me, I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me in. I am a soldier, I, older in practice, older than yourself, to make conditions. Go to, you are not Cassius. I am. I say you are not. Urge me no more. I shall forget myself. Have mind upon your health. Tempt me not further. Tempt me no further. Away, slight man. Is it possible? Hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way and room to your rash choler? Shall I be frighted when a madman stares? O ye gods, must I endure all this? All this? Ay, more, fret till your proud heart break. Go, show your slave how choleric you are, and make your bondmen tremble. Must I budge? Must I observe you? Must I stand and crouch under your testy humor? By the gods, you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split you. For from this day forth, I'll use you for my mirth. Yeah, for my laughter, when you are waspus. Is it come to this? You say you're a better soldier. Let it appear so. Make your vaunting true, and it shall please me well. For mine own part, I shall be glad to learn of noble men. Hold on, I lost my place. Oh, here it is. You wrong me. Every way you wrong me, Brutus. I said an elder soldier, not a better. Did I say better? If you did, I care not. When Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me. Peace, peace, you durst not so have tempted him. I durst not? No. What? Durst not tempt him? For your life you durst not. Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that I shall be sorry for. You have not done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats. For I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass by me as the idle wind, which I respect not. I did send to you for certain sums of gold which you denied me. Hi, Sharp Pumpkin, welcome. Hope you thank you. Grug, no mind Shakespeare. Cool. For I have raised no money by vile means. By heaven, I have rather coined my heart and drop my blood for drachmas than to wring from the hard hand of peasants their vile trash. For by any indirections I did send to you for God to pay my legions, which you denied me. Was that not done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so, when Marcus Brutus grows so covetous? To lock such rascals counters from his friends, be ready, gods, with all your thunderbolts, dash him to pieces. I deny you not. You did. I did not. He was but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus hath riveted my heart. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are. I do not till you practice them on me. You love me not. I do not like your faults. A friendly eye could never see such faults. A flattered would not, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus. Come, Antony and young Octavius, come. Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius. For Cassius is aweary of the world, hated by one he loves, brave by his brother, checked like a bondman, all his faults observed, set in a notebook, learned and conned by rote, to cast into my teeth. Oh, I could weep my spirits from mine eyes. There is my dagger, and here my naked breast, within a heart dearer than Plutus mine, richer than gold. If that thou be'st a Roman, take it forth. I that denied thee gold will give my heart. Strike as thou didst as Caesar, for I know when thou didst hate him worst, thou lovest him better than ever thou lovest Cassius. Sheath your dagger, be angry when you will, it shall have scope. Do what you will, dishonor shall be humor. O Cassius, you are yoked with a lamb that carries anger as the flint bears fire, who much enforced shows a hasty spark, and straight is cold again. Hath Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus, when grief and blood ill-tempted vex him? When I spoke that, I was ill-tempered too. Do you confess so much? Give me your hand, and my heart too. Oh, Brutus, what's the matter? Have you not love enough to bear with me, when that rash humor which my mother gave me makes me forgetful? Yes, Cassius, and from henceforth, when you are over earnest with your Brutus, will think your mother chides and leave you so. O Cassius, I am sick of many griefs. Of your philosophy you make no use, if you give place to accidental evils. No man bears sorrow better. Portia is dead. Portia is dead. Huh? Portia? She is dead. How scaped I killing when I crossed you so? Oh, unsupportable and touching loss! Upon what sickness? Impatient of my absence and grief, that young Octavius with Mark Antony have made themselves so strong, for with her death that tiding came, and this she fell distract, and her attendant's absence swallowed fire. And died so? Even so. O ye immortal gods! Enter Lucius with wine and tapers. Speak no more of her. Give me a bowl of wine. In this I bury all unkindness, Cassius. My heart is thirsty for that noble pledge. Fill, Lucius, till the wine overswell the cup. I cannot drink too much of Brutus's love. I'm confused. Who is Portia again, and are they gay? What? I've read like snippets of Julius Caesar for like high school. Filled out a few quizzes, but like I haven't really seen much. It looks like part of the book was burnt. There's like little burnt smudge marks on two of the pages. Compliment and admiration. Ooh. Oh, these all look like pretty songs. Okay. I'm gonna sing like 2 of them, and then we're probably gonna end it here for today. This one's White Rose. Sent by Yorkish lover to his Lancastrian mistress. Ooh. This is by Anonymous. But yeah, I think the Lancasters and the Yorks were enemies. I haven't sat down with my history books in a while, but it's been a hot minute. Alright, let's sing this. If this fair rose offend thy sight, placed in thy bosom bare, it will blush to find itself less white, and turn Lancastrian there. But if thy ruby lip its spy has kissed, thou mayest deign with Yorkish turn again. So, if I remember correctly, I think the Lancasters either had a red rose or a white rose, and then the Yorks had a either white rose or a red rose. But it was Battle of Roses, I think it was referred to. And I can't remember, which is a real shame because one of my favorite manga that I had, it was like one of the first manga I had started collecting. Like when I didn't collect a whole bunch of manga. I read a bunch of library stuff, and like read stuff online. But one of the first manga I was, yes, there you go. Yeah, War of the Roses, and one of the first manga I started collecting was, this wasn't like manga I was gifted, so this was like manga I was actively collecting on my own. And it was Requiem of the Rose King, and it was very good. Okay, there you go. Greg, was it you? No, who else? There was somebody who knew history. Was it you, Greg? I can't remember. Yeah, so the Yorks had the red roses, and the Lancasters had the white roses. But yeah. Alright, so we're going to sing one more song. There's a garden in her face. That looks... Oh my god, Rosalind! If I sing this song, do you guys think Rosalina is going to be playable? Should we try it? Never mind, we're going to do that instead. Who's this by? Lodge. I don't know who that is. Okay. Oh. Like to clear in highest sphere, where on pier your glory shines, of self same color in her hair, whether unfolded or entwines. Hey ho, fair Rosalind, her eyes are sapphire set in snow, resembling heaven by every wink. The gods do fear whenas they glow, and I do tremble when I think, hey ho, would she were mine. Her cheeks are like the blushing cloud that beautifies Aurora's face, or like the silver crimson shroud that Phoebus smiling looks doth grace. Hey ho, fair Rosalind, her lips are like two budded roses, whom ranks of lilies neighbor nigh, within which bounds she bomb encloses, apt to entice a deity. Hey ho, would she were mine. Her neck is like a stately tower, where love himself imprisoned lies, to watch for glances every hour from her divine and sacred eyes. Hey ho, for Rosalind, her paths are centers of delight, her breast her orbs of heavenly frame, where nature molds the dew of light, to feed perfection with the same. Hey ho, would she were mine, with orient pearl, with ruby red, with marble white, with sapphire blue, her body everywhere
heart soft in touch and sweet when blue. Hey ho, fair Rosalind, nature herself her shape mires. The gods are wounded in her sight, and love forsakes his heavenly fires. As her eyes his brand doth light, hey ho, were she were mine, then muse not nymphs, though I bemoan the absence of fair Rosalind. Since for a fair there's a fairer none, nor for her virtue so divine. Hey ho, fair Rosalind, hey ho, my heart, would God that she were mine. Whew. Alright, I think we're going to end stream there for today. I'm going to put my book right there. Ooh, man. Ha. He. Ho. Ooh. Wow, that was a lot of singing. Lots and lots of singing. La 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 Please load Discord. Please load. Onegaishimasu. I'm hanging out of town, so I'll see y'all next week instead. Good luck tomorrow. Thanks. I hope you have fun on your trip, whatever trip you're going on. Enjoy. Enjoy your trip. Oh, it's Plum. Hello, Plum. Okay, we'll read Plum. Oh, my hands are so jittery. Oh, it's not loading. There we go. Cool. Alright, so we're gonna close that. Da 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 do 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 la 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 That is weird. There we go. It wasn't popping up. Now it did. Okay, we're gonna be reading Prim. Oops. Say hello. Hashtag vegan Valentine. Cool. Alright, well, thank you everybody for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your morning after and or eating your cherry parts, children. Thanks for the stream. Don't strain your throat too much now. I know. Thank you, thank you. I should be okay, hopefully. We shall see. Alright. Cool. Alright, I'll see y'all tomorrow for Pokemon, and then I guess I'm just gonna work really hard. Oh, yeah, okay, so since it's ASMR, your volume's probably really low.
Or it's probably really high because you had to put it low. I don't know. Just be careful when we jump streams. Stumbles down the stairs. Yeah, we're gonna jump streams right now. Because it does an automatic redirect, so just be careful if the volume's a little loud once you... I was not ready for that. What? What, the mwahaha or the kissy? But, yeah, so just be careful when we go over to Plum. Yeah, when we go over to Plum. But it sound like a smoker by tomorrow, right? It's okay. I have a short day at work, so nothing to fret over. All right. Cool. Okay, I'm going to put the background music back on. It's going to be a little low, though. Cool. Alright, well, bye, everybody. I love you, my Valentines. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Alright, let's go say hello to Prim, I guess. Go say hello to Prim. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.